Hi, my name is Evelyn Vargas Gudino, and my presentation is on social media and its dangers and how social media affects young adolescents and adults. What is mental health? Mental health is an individual's way of emotionally, psychologically, socially well-being impact on how they think, feel, and act. Some pros and cons of social media on mental health. Some pros are social support. Individuals may find the support that they don't receive in person with online friends or any long distance family that they may have. With information access, individuals also take advantage of social media to retrieve information they need for school or work. Emotional expression. It is also possible for individuals to not be comfortable enough to emotionally express their feelings in person, and they prefer to do it by text or any other messaging resource. Some cons are cyberbullying and harassment. The first con on the list is cyberbullying and harassment. Cyberbullying is something that is very common on social media, and the bullies that bully through that method usually do it because they believe they won't get caught that way and the target won't have the same amount of evidence in comparison if they were being bullied in person. Harassments are also very common, and although the majority of the applications tend to filter or block out any offensive comments, it is still possible by using what's called coding and switch the letters to numbers or symbols to disguise the offensive word and for it to not be flagged. The most common application addictions are TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. As you can see on this graph, as of February 2025, there are the daily open rates of the most common social media apps, with WhatsApp being at the top of the list with an 84.1%, TikTok with a 64.4%, Line with a 64.2%, YouTube with a 63.5%, Facebook with a 63.2%, and Instagram with a 61.9%. And the list goes on with the similar apps, but with a lower daily open rate. You will start to notice grades starting to drop in school, a loss of interest in doing things. Examples of this can be they don't want to spend time with family or friends as much as they used to. Changes in their mood, behavior, and appetite. This can be a sign of stress, with mood and behavior being most likely to be tied to stress and appetite to anxiety. And lastly, frequent made up illnesses. This can be a sign that they don't want to go to school because there there is where the bullying and harassment is taking place. So making up an excuse like I don't feel good today can be a big sign. Consequences of bad use of social media. Depression and anxiety can be a huge consequence of bad use of social media, as depression and anxiety is also connected to stress. Low self-esteem can be a result of individuals comparing their appearances to what they see online and wanting to look like that. Sleep problems can also be a result to stress or overthinking, and addiction to one or a few applications is also a consequence of bad use of social media. If you don't limit your usage, it will eventually become an addiction. Social media and depression statistics by age groups. As you can see in this statistics chart, the high and low depression symptoms by age. First, we have 0 to 8 years old, with the low depression symptoms rate being high with a 36%. By ages 9 to 30, the high depression symptoms are higher with a 27%. By ages 31 to 57, with high depression symptoms still in the high with a 26%, and by 50 years old and older being higher with a 29%. Unfortunately, as older the individuals get, the high depression symptoms are higher. What can you do to help? Limiting phone usage as a parent to their minor or to yourself, ways this can be a successful alternative is by rewarding your children or yourself for putting a limit usage on your electronic issue. Examples can be treating yourself or your children to a nice dinner or buying yourself or them something nice that isn't electronic related. Enforcing application restrictions, for example, putting locks on specific applications you don't want your children or yourself getting into. And lastly, encourage the individual to seek help. If you notice something is off with them as a parent to a minor, you can make that decision for them. And for yourself, it is if you feel on the verge of severe depression or anxiety, it is highly encouraged to quickly seek help. Conclusion. You should always put your mental health first. As important as it is to help others as well, you need to put you first. There are many individuals who may have a weak mind, which isn't healthy for them to take on other people's problems. Knowing your worth is important, as this is a very important step toward having self-love. Knowing when to seek help for yourself or others, don't depend on them just to speak up and tell you how they are feeling. Silence is their strongest skill, especially when the individual is going through depression and anxiety. And finally, understanding the dangers that come with being on social media and misusing it. It's important to not overly share any personal information, like, for example, families' birthdays, schools, and locations. Thank you.